Okay, and we're on. Listen, we're at the Greenville, we're at Euphoria, which is the Greenville Food and Wine Festival, and I just finished an amazing seminar on Riesling wines. Now, I'm standing here with the lady who led the seminar. Now, tell us who you are.
Yes, Michael. My name is Williamson. I'm a master sommelier, and I'm really focused on food and wine pairings. That's what I do in my consulting, my career, what I love. I'm very passionate about it, and we've selected Riesling as the topic today because Riesling is so food friendly.
Yeah, and these were great. And I think I was explaining to you how I was up at this lodge, Bernardus Lodge, and the chef there, Cal, did this tasting for me about maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Yes.
And he paired each of the 6 or 7 courses with a different Riesling. And some were so dry, and then some were really nice and rich and sweet and flavorful. Yes. And it was kind of like what you did here today. You started with like an American Riesling, and then you went to the second one here.
Which is from Alsace, France.
Okay, now what was this one here?
This is Chehalem. This is from the Willamette Valley in Oregon. Chehalem, and then we have Kunstbas from Alsace, France, which is at the edge of Germany, but it's in France. And then we have Hiedler from the Urgestein vineyard in the Kamptal region of Austria. Then we have 3 from Germany, and they're all a little unique. We represent a drier style from the Cabinet Ripeness from Selbach Oster, and this is in the Mosel. It's Zelting is the village, and Himmelreich is the vineyard for a Riesling Cabinet Halbtrocken. Then we went to the Krugerrumpf, which is in the Nahe, and this is a true Cabinet, so not Halbtrocken, but true Cabinet. And
now, what's Cabinet?
Cabinet is the ripeness level at harvest time. It translates to the pedigree of the fruit, the ripeness level at harvest. Doesn't mean it translates to residual sugar on the finish. It is simply about ripeness.
Okay.
Now, going on the more intense ripeness level, we have Spätlese represented. This is from the Rheingau region, and this is Winkler, just Sweetengarten, from the Spritzer producer. Very famous today. He's won a lot of awards. He's a newcomer to the scene, and incredible pedigree from the Rheingau.
Now, I like what you said because you gave a very interesting analogy. You talked about how some people are really turned off by sweet wines, such as Rieslings, and they're unaware that some of them are very dry. But you talked about how when you pair the sweeter Riesling, you said how it just does amazing things to the palate. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. It's not just the sweetness in the Rieslings. Some of these do have an incredible level of residual sugar, but it's also the tango of the acid, the duality of the acid and the sugar working together. So these, with a touch more residual sugar, actually work beautifully with spicy foods that have exotic flares to them. I'm talking in terms of Vietnamese, Asian foods, Thai, Chinese. Then think in terms of Indian, all sorts of flavors in the schematic. They require a little bit of residual sugar to tone down the heat because those dishes have a lot of spice, a lot of heat.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
And this residual sugar acts as a blanket. It calms and coats that on the palate, but the acid levels help cleanse and refresh. So you've got the dual capacity of calming the heat and refreshing the palate. And that's why those with a little bit more residual sugar work well versus dry wines that need to go with different styles of food, seafood, chicken, poultry, pork. Okay.
Now, is it just the German wines that have the residual sugar that's appropriate for the spicy foods?
Well, the German tend to focus more because it's at the edges of not being able to ripen. So a lot of times these zones where you find the vineyards are at the fringes of cool climate, the 50th parallel. So nothing ripens in some years. And because of that, the nature is a delicate palate presence and weight of the wine because the ripeness was challenging, and therefore residual sugar is left to coddle that high acid from the cooler zones.
Okay, so then if I'm going to the store and I'm trying to find a bottle of wine that's going to go with that very spicy dish, my aunt used to make crabs and she would load them up with like hot peppers and stuff like that. And I remember once being in Malaysia and this Thai food I had, it was so hot I had to eat a piece of bread the whole time. So if I wanted to go to the store, I'm about to go to the store to find a bottle of wine, what am I looking for?
You are going to most likely need a Spätlese ripeness That's Spätlese ripeness and with residual sugar, not Spätlese Trocken. Trocken means dry in German. So Spätlese, sometimes Cabernet can be wonderful too if it's a richer style of Cabernet from a warmer vintage, like 2009 and 2011 or warmer vintages. So that's the realm in which you're looking for. And we didn't really touch on, we're in Greenville where barbecue reigns. So you've got spiciness of barbecue, think in terms of New Orleans too, and that kind of style. You have excellent choices here with residual sugar to complement all those food types.
Wow. Okay, something good to keep in mind here.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It was a good lesson.
You're welcome. Thanks, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.